Hello and welcome to Out of Britain with me, Radhika Iyer. Today I come to you from East London, and today's episode is where I share an incredible story of success, of dream, of hope, and of passionate business and entrepreneurial skills. Anshu Ahuja, an Indian origin woman, one from Mumbai, grew up eating food from Dabbawalas, the famous model of Dabbawalas. And she, along with her New Zealand origin friend, neighbor friend, and now business partner, decided to become London's first Dabbawalis. The duo is running a successful business called Dabba Drop, which is London's first carbon emission-free, excellent, good, home-cooked food tiffin service. All that and much more on today's episode. It's a busy Friday morning and I'm here at Dabba Drop, which is London's first plastic-free and zero-emission food delivery service run by two amazing women who are just there. But I'm going to come to you in just a bit, Rini and Anshu. This is workstation, just a regular day. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. Full of food, full of goodness, ready to be out for someone who's waiting for their meals. These are stars, according to me. Steel tiffin barrier dabbas, as they are called. The tiffin is a lovely English word, which often in South India is renamed for a snack itself. But the fact that these are steel, they are forever, absolutely forever, dishwasher safe, friendly, and reminds a lot of people who are familiar with Asian food of home. Anshu and Rini, hi guys.
Hi.
What an amazing story you guys have to share. Before we jump into your journey, take us through the business and tell us everything about Dabba Drop.
Right, so here you can see our dabbas all filled with food, ready to go out. Each dabba feeds two people.
I'm going to come in through the camera so you get the lovely close-ups of the dal.
And each dabba has some rice, dal, then we have a curry, usually with some protein or vegetables. Then we have a topped in. This week we have aloo tikki chaat with some crispy chickpeas and some yummy kale as well. And then all of this is ice packed and then wrapped in a lovely colourful cloth. And one of our cyclists then delivers it London-wide to our hungry subscribers who just pop them in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes and it heats up and you can eat it.
Amazing. Look at you, Rini.
Obviously,
You're a pro Dabbawala.
I've been doing it for almost 6 years. So yes, I'm very good, very fast.
Yeah.
Even if I do say so myself.
I can see that. Okay, can I look at the food again?
Absolutely.
Because this looks really delicious and I can promise my hands are safe. So that's aloo tikki chaat. I mean, just look at that with kale. So colorful, bright, vibrant.
Shall I take the tins off? And
Yes,
show you
yes, please. Yes, go
So
on.
this is a mutta makhani.
Yeah, with tofu.
And you help me with the pronunciation.
So this is plant-based, so that's not paneer, but it's tofu.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorites. This is our classic cumin dal. It's got red chili in it. It's made with mung lentils, which are high in protein. And this is Kerala red rice, which is one of our staples. It's nutty and robust enough to travel without sort of breaking. So that's why
it's bold with flavors in it, unlike the basmati, which is so highly processed and refined and ta-da-ta. Okay, why plant-based?
Well, we actually started off vegetarian back in the early days, but we found that most of our customers wanted plant-based at that time. There was quite a trend happening in London for plant-based food at the moment at that time, so we sort of jumped in and got on board. And you know, Indian food is quite naturally plant-based as well, so it just made sense for us.
Okay. And tell us about this model. The fact that it's a subscriber model, you obviously then aid not just good health and planning, but also the fact that it supports your business and it supports zero waste.
Absolutely.
Take us through that.
Yeah, so the pre-ordering system is really crucial to our model. And when we set up the business, sustainability and the lack of plastic, but also the lack of any food waste was really crucial to our business. So we know in advance how many ingredients to order. We know how many people are eating with us. That means we buy just the right amount of food. We cook just the right amount of food, and therefore by the end of the week, there's nothing left. We feed our cyclists, we feed our team, and then, there's zero waste. So it helps the environment, it helps the business, and, it's really good for our bottom line as well. So it all ties in together.
Wonderful. So tell me again, people order on your website?
That's right. People order on our website.
Do they order or subscribe?
Subscribe. You can order a one-off, but subscription makes things really easy. It's coming on a particular day if you're choosing, and you can just sit back and relax, and it just arrives, and you can just heat it up, and it's on your table in 30 minutes flat. So yeah.
Obviously, the subscription works with the reusability of the tins. So when our cyclists deliver a fresh curry, they collect the dabbas from the last time, and it comes back to the kitchen to be sterilised and washed and continue on in the cycle of goodness.
Yeah. Curry goodness.
Curry goodness. Is that a pain to get the dabbas back? Have you had to send an umpteen number of reminders to people?
Not an umpteen number, but every so often we'll be like, hey, lovely dabba droppers, have you got some dabbas stored in your kitchen by accident, just because they might have been out, a cyclist may not have been able to collect. And then, our customers are really sort of honest, and they will say, yes, I have some, or I've been away on holiday. But no, I wouldn't say it's a pain, or, we've had to send loads of reminders. Everyone just sort of volunteers. I mean, it's the wonderful thing about the dabba is, apart from it being a beautiful design, it's also a reminder of our brand. So if it's sitting in your kitchen, then you're constantly thinking about the food and ordering from us as well. So it works both ways.
Yeah. Great marketing. Okay. Just to recap for our viewers, Dabba Drop, and these are London's first Dabbawalas, who are Dabbawalis, Dabbawalis, who one of them actually is from Bombay, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. Anshu and Renee began this business in 2018.
That's right. Yes.
2018.
Yeah.
This is London's first zero emission, plastic-free, plant-based, well, it's not the first plant-based, but it's certainly the first plastic-free delivery service of healthy meals, plant-based meals, and they're termed as delicious because this is also a subscriber-based model. So you go up the website, you can, according to Anshu, order a one-off in case you want to try, but the model essentially is you subscribe. And when you do, through the week, this is what happens. The lovely steel tiffin dabbas are packed, wrapped nicely in a muslin, nice-looking, vibrant cotton cloth, lined up, stacked up, and then because we said it's zero emission, cyclists and bikers carry this, ferry it around London City, and drop them off at people's homes, workplaces, etc., etc. Was that a fair summary of your business?
Absolutely, well done. Okay. Yeah. I'm very impressed.
Fabulous. Now, talk us through the humans of your business. Who are these subscribers? How many in a week? What is their profiling?
So we feed roughly 1,600 people on a weekly basis. Is that right? Yeah.
Over 3 days.
Over 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They are a mixed bag, I would say. When we first started, it was women like us actually who were ordering. Busy parents who wanted a healthy, sustainable meal on their table without having to do too much, think too much, plan too much. So we were kind of catering to busy parents, I suppose, and it has continued that way. And it was sort of mainly British people, but actually it's kind of branched out into a lot of Indians as well who are here in the UK, ranging from students to also parents who, want that taste of home on their table without having to work too hard or slave over a hot stove with all their spices and things like that. So yeah, everyone's working these days. So, it's really hard to fit in that or cooking that nutritious, delicious meal, So yeah, we want to fill that gap. At the moment, just once a week, but hoping, we can fill that gap 5 days a week in the near future.
Yeah, sure. And what is the radius you cover? Is it London only?
At the moment, it's London zones 1 to 3 with a view to branching out to all within the N25. So hopefully, in the next 6 months or so. So do watch out for that. We'll make announcements when the time comes.
More steel, more dabba, more power. Yes, fantastic. Is it all Asian food, only Indian food?
So we try, and it's mainly Asian. That's what we started with. But from time to time, we branch out to different countries and different cuisines. So we have, it's mainly centered around curries. So we travel to Japan sometimes to do, katsu curry. We have been to Malaysia previously. We've been to Vietnam. So centered around curries. That's the kind of dominant theme.
The whole concept of the meal is the story, if you agree. Each meal, especially when it's home cooked, there's a story to it, and you would know this coming from Bombay. When you know that it's cooked by a human, it's not something that's put together on a slice of bread. So take us through those thoughts of when you began, what you did, both of you.
The recipes, and you're right. Each dabba has a story, it tells a different story. So each week we have a new menu. We travel to a different region, whether that's in South Asia, India, or beyond. And our vision was to always kind of have a combination of textures and flavors, and be able to kind of replicate what a home cooked meal looks like on a plate, from all of these different regions. So that's the kind of, we're telling the story through the colors and the flavors and how it all comes together on a plate.
Okay. How much of this meal is a reminder of home for you, considering your home cooked meal may be different from what a Mumbaiker would feel like?
It's not very similar, I have to be honest. I'm from New Zealand, so Indian food is obviously loved in New Zealand, but it's very different. I would say, it's one of the reasons that we started Dabba Drop. Indian food as we know it was always sort of greasy, it had mystery meat floating around in it. It made you feel bloated afterwards, but this is completely different. This feels nourishing, it's good for you, it's what's inside it. It's high in protein, it's got vegetables, it's got color, it's got flavor. So that's what I love about it.
And it does feel like home?
It feels like a home. I'm not sure if it's my home, but it feels like a home, which is nice.
Great. The reason I ask you that is because we are London, right? The different colors that people have and bring, the stories, the cultures, the backgrounds. Us put together is London today, and it has the highest number of mixed population or diverse population across anywhere else in the world compared to many other top cities. And for London to be able to enjoy this nourishing meal, especially in a lifestyle of London, which is just so busy, you don't have the time to literally open a protein bar on a train, on a tube and eat it. Or there's no space to do that because it's chock-a-block and it's busy, you just don't have the time. So in that sense, this dabba, if I were to receive it, for instance, and I know you do only zone 1 to 3 and I'm zone 7.
You can taste some today.
Yes, I will. It feels like a hug. A dabba?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you. See, that's the souvenir I wanted. Amazing. And so do people get to keep one dabba as a souvenir?
They can, if they can buy it, absolutely. So if they sort of decide to cancel their subscription, they can, obviously we want every dabba to kind of have a good home, a good use, not to just be floating around somewhere. So we ask our customers to either return it so we can put it back to its full use or keep it. They're, a wonderful vessel to kind of bake, and you can bake lovely brownies in each tin, or sometimes we take them foraging for fruits.
Yeah. Does it have your name on it?
We don't know. They're not
Not
branded.
yet.
Not branded yet. No.
But you have budgets for that?
I think there are other things on the shopping list before we do that.
Yeah, the priorities take over.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a startup yet?
Still, we're very much a startup. We're very much a startup stage. We have big plans and big dreams, but it takes time. There's only that many of us. We're still a small team. Renee and I are still involved day to day. So all the planning and the dreaming, it takes time. We also work around the children's schedule. So life is busy.
You're both mums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we met, actually.
Okay.
So we used to live across the road from each other. We had children the same age, and she has 2 girls. I've got 2 boys. They went to the same school, and we sort of bonded over the children, and on a Friday we'd get together often and have a bottle of wine and order a takeaway, and that's where the idea came from, really.
Wonderful. Have you guys loved food always?
Yes, all of us. Yeah, both
Who
of us.
doesn't? I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, good food, obviously.
Good food.
Good, tasty food. And Renee and I both love like spicy, full-flavored food. So we'd order a takeaway and, often feel very disappointed with the offering. Not just the greasy, oily food that was delivered, but it lacked in flavor, lacked in vegetables, lacked in nourishment, and of course all the plastic that it came
High
with.
on plastic.
Yeah, so we'd feel extremely guilty about our purchase, and we thought, we looked at where I came from, Mumbai, and the Dabbawala concept, and we thought, how could we modernize it and bring it to London? Obviously, the Dabbawalas do all of this without technology, and we use laptops to plan the routes and make sure all the deliveries happen on time. And they've been doing it for over a century without any of that. So hats off to them, and we take huge inspiration from the Dabbawalas.
Fantastic. Have you traveled to Mumbai?
No. I'm very sad to
On
say.
your budget, that's priority.
I'm waiting for Anshu to take me.
Hello, Air India.
Hello, Air India. One pitch from me as well. Okay, before I take a break, because I want to discuss in detail your story, your inspiration about the investment, two USPs of Dabba Drop, from each of you, and two key challenges.
Two USPs. Obviously, we're plastic free and we're healthy. Two challenges. I mean, not everyone knows what a dabba is in the UK or in London. So, trying to kind of get them to understand how the food arrives. Also, the challenge of pre-ordering food is quite an important one to state. Everyone's used to having things on demand, and we're asking people to plan well ahead of time. So it's sort of, it's going back in time and trying to make that more of a norm than all of this sort of on-demand stuff and, at the drop of a hat kind of behavior.
Okay.
I would say convenience and sort of the community-driven aspect of it. Everyone eats the same meal all around London, which is quite nice to know. So we often say, come and join our communal table. And obviously the convenience, you don't have to think about anything. It arrives, you put it in the oven, you eat it. You don't have to choose from a menu. We only cook one thing every week. Obviously that menu changes every week as well. But yeah.
One challenge maybe.
Just the day-to-day running, making sure everyone's happy, making sure you have enough people, obviously making sure there are enough sales coming in to balance out the cash flow, all of those usual business things, really.
Operations.
Yes, exactly.
The everyday is a challenge. I'm going to take a short break, but these two women, gosh, they're badass. Two moms who are running this business called Dabba Drop, London's first Dabbawalis, and arguably London's only successful Dabbawalis yet, and with huge ambitions. And we're going to talk about what the next few years are going to look like and how much expansion from Zone 3 onwards to M25 and maybe even further. With me are London's first Dabbawalis, very, very successful, very, very compassionate sounding two young women and mums who met over...
Not that young anymore.
Not really. No. Let me put myself in that category, and that's why I said eternally young. But it's important to also be alive in the heart, right? And I can see the two of you having so much fire in the belly, pun intended, hunger. And it's just incidental that your business is food as well. You guys tick so many boxes. You have a fantastic story. You're sustainable, much needed, plant-based, which London seems to love. But at the same time, running a business is very hard. Mm-hmm. Tell me the challenges you two faced.
I mean, we started the business with just a dream to be able to work around the children. That was our biggest sort of aim and ambition, and we successfully achieved that within the first year itself. And then we hit lockdown and we scaled 300% in sort of 3 weeks.
Wow.
So it was a huge challenge. We had to bring on a huge number of people to be able to sustain that growth. And then coming out of lockdown, obviously there was another challenge. So we had to sadly let go of people. So it has been a huge juggle. We started the business at a time where the financial markets have been kind of up and down, and we've all been learning lots of new things about life. And we've been doing this while growing or sustaining a business. So nearly 6 years in, we're proud to still be here, but there's a huge challenge still ahead. We've bootstrapped for the first 3 years. We've done some community fundraisers, and we've got some angel investors on board now. But to be able to achieve the dreams that we want to achieve, we need some proper funding and proper infrastructure behind us and proper backing that can allow us to take this sort of small dream of us international, possibly. I mean, when we did a sort of a video announcing our funding campaign on Instagram, and it went viral. How many millions? We had millions of views.
I think it's about 42 million at the moment.
You did crowdfunding for your business?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had 42 million views on this one post.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
I hope you haven't stopped dreaming. What does Dabba Drop want the most today?
We want to feed people good food. We want people to feel good about what they're eating. We want people to feel good about what they're eating it from, giving back to the planet. We want people to enjoy dinner time again. Bring that joy back to the dinner table. Yeah. I think we're so on the go at the moment. People have lost the connection that dinner time or meal time brings. So that's what we want to try
or lunch at offices.
Yes, exactly. We want to bring back that connection, that joy. People sitting together at a table, celebrating.
Yeah.
Eating delicious food, feeling good about it.
Yeah, great. This is ready to eat food, right? You just need to heat it. So if it goes to the office, it just needs to be heated in a microwave and it's still very fresh. For me, Dabba Drop ticks so many boxes. I am vegetarian myself, and I'm deeply sort of interested and passionate about plant-based food. It can't get more earth-friendly than this. The food travels in steel dabbas. These are forever. It's not single-use plastic. It doesn't pollute the environment. The food is nourishing as can be, as you've seen. There's dal, there's vegetable, there's red rice. It's as least processed, and it's made with hand, with a lot of love. And it can't get better because it's home-style food. It's nourishing, it's soulful, it reminds you of home, and at the same time, it makes you feel so nice when you know that a lot of people in London City have eaten the same meal. And this ticks the boxes in so many ways because it's run by two women, mums, who are juggling between multiple things, have a great story to tell, but it's still not enough, even in a city like London, where there is so much help available, where the economy is ever so slightly improving, but there's still a lot of room for that. So if you have questions, thoughts, suggestions, help to offer, or subscriptions to make, comment below or look up
dabbadrop.co.uk or at Dabba Drop on Instagram.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. They say journalists can't do a plug, but I'm going to shamelessly do a plug because this is it's such a fantastic story, guys, and I'm so pleased I met you. Good luck. Keep dreaming, keep the hunger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And keep feeding us and nourishing us. Thank you. Thanks so much. And if you have questions, of course, you know where to find us. Radhika Iyer signing off from Dabba Drop's Heart in East London. And I'm giving you a top shot of the food that's ready to go out to feed a big part of London today. Thank you and take care.